Now, the elephants are giving nightmares to the people living in Malnad, particularly in Shimoga district. A person was trampled by a tusker recently, and the same tusker is believed to be hiding in the sugarcane fields. But despite Herculean efforts put in by the forest officials, they have failed miserably to accomplish the jumbo task of driving away the menace. Here's a report.
Masarahalli is a small village in Bhadravati Taluk, but sadly the village is under the attack of a tusker from last morning. It is said that the elephant has destroyed the sugarcane fields and also killed one person in the neighbouring village. Fearing a second tragedy, the villagers tried to chase it away. But their efforts bore no fruits, and the elephant is reportedly hiding in the vast 10-acre sugarcane field. When villagers failed in driving away the jumbo menace, the forest officials were called for help. Sadly, their efforts too turned futile. Since it is a big field, people were seen climbing onto the trees and giving directions to forest officials. But when the forest officials failed in accomplishing their task, the villagers were seen dejected.
ಆನೆ ಬಂದು 15 ದಿನ ಆಯ್ತು. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಅರಣ್ಯ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಇದನ್ನ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದನ್ನ ಬೇಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಪಕ್ಕದ ಊರಲ್ಲಿ ದಾನವಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಸಾಯಿಸಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದೇ ಮಸರಳ್ಳಿ ಗ್ರಾಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡೈತೆ. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ? 15 ದಿನದಿಂದ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವರೇ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೇನ್ರಿ? ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ? ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಅಕ್ಕಪಕ್ಕದ ಹಳ್ಳಿಲಿ ಮಸರಳ್ಳಿಲಿ ಯಾರು ನಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹೆಂಗಸರ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಜೀವ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಭಯದಿಂದ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
On 27th May, a man by name Rudrappa of Kodi Hosuru village in Bhadravati Taluk was trampled by a tusker. The villagers of Masarahalli allege that the same tusker has come into their village and giving them nightmares. The inefficiency of forest officials to catch or chase away the elephant has left the villagers baffled. Officials are contemplating about summoning a trained elephant from Dandeli and then continue with the operation. On the other hand, the deputy forest officer had assured villagers about providing the security. Meanwhile, Tehsildar of Bhadravati too has visited the place and reassured the people. He was seen engaged in an animated discussion with the forest officials.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಮುಗಿಸಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅವರು ನಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಸ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಅಥವಾ 2 ದಿನ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ನಾವು ಇದು ವಾಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಜನಗಳು ಅಡ್ಡ ಬರ್ದಂಗೆ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನು ಸೇಫ್ ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹಿಂದೆ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದನ್ನು ಜನಗಳ ವಸತಿಗಳೇ ಬರ್ದಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಕ್ಯಾಶುಯಾಲಿಟಿ ಆಗದಂಗೆ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನು ಕಾಡಿನ ಕಡೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೇವೆ.
The people of Shimoga are living under the fear created by frequent attacks of elephants. Wild elephants are running amok in the fields, causing huge losses to the farmers. 2 people have already lost their lives in the last 1 month. Now it is up to the forest officials to help the villagers capture the elephants and shift them to a safer place. Baswaraj Yarganavi, News9 Shimoga.
Well, the counselling for this year's professional courses have begun. Now, today the document verification of general merit students will be carried out at the office. That's the KEA office in Malleshwaram. Now, in Bengaluru, it will be carried out again at the KEA office. The counselling will be held in 13 centres in the state. In fact, the counselling for this year's professional courses have begun. Today, the document verification of general merit students will be carried out. In Bengaluru, it will be carried out at the KEA, the Karnataka Examination Authority office in Malleshwaram. Now, all in all, the counselling will be held in 13 centres in the state. Now, fishermen in Karwar are facing major problems at the very famous Thadadi port. But even after making repeated appeals to the government, precious little has been done. Here's a report.
This is the famous Thadadi port at Kumta Taluk in Karwar, which was built under the Denmark project. Fishermen of Kumta Taluk come to this port for fishing, but the fishermen are now facing a few major problems. The port was built to house around 60 boats, but the fishermen use around 250 to 300 boats for fishing. Now the fishermen are having a fight among themselves as they do not have adequate space to park their boats. Even after several years, nothing has been done for the development of the port. A number of appeals have also been made to develop the port, but the government seems to have turned a deaf ear to their appeals.
ಕುಮಟಾ ತಾಲೂಕರ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿದಂಥ ಕುಮಟಾ ತಾಲೂಕಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿದಂಥ ಬಂದರು ಆದರೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟಿಂದ ಈ ಬಂದರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಆದಾಯ ಉಂಟು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ. ಆದರೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟಿಂದ ನಮಗೇನು ಇಲ್ಲದಂತಾಗಿದೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ. ಎಲ್ಲ ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬೋಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇನ್ನು ಏನಂದರೆ ಒಂದು 50ರಿಂದ 60 ಬೋಟ್ ಹಿಡಿಬಹುದು. ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ಇದ್ದಂಥ ಬೋಟು 200ರಿಂದ 250ರಿಂದ 300 ಬೋಟೇ ಉಂಟು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಡಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ದಿನ ಪ್ರತಿನಿತ್ಯ ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಗಲಾಟೆ ಆಸ್ಪದ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ.
Apart from these, the fishermen are also facing another problem. Earlier, it was decided that an ice plant would be set up at the port so that it becomes easier for the fishermen to use the ice for exporting the fish. But the weather department did not permit the plant to be set up, as a result of which the fishermen now have to buy ice at a very high rate. The fishermen are now demanding the immediate intervention of the government into the matter. They also want a shed to be built for their fishing nets.
ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಪರಿಸರ ಮೀನುಗಾರಿಕೆ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ನಿತರ ಇಲಾಖೆಗಳಿಂದ ಜಾಗ ಮಂಜೂರಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೂ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಐಸ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಸಹ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನಡೆದಿದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೀನುಗಾರರು ಐಸಿನ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ತೊಂದರೆ ಪಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದು ಪರಿಸರ ಇಲಾಖೆಯವರು ಯಾಕೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಬಹಳ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಐಸ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಕಟ್ಟಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಮತಿ ನೀಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದೊಂದು ಅನುಮತಿ ನೀಡಬೇಕು.
The fishermen of Kumta Taluk's Tadadi port are facing one problem after another, and now they feel that it is high time for the government to do something for the betterment of the port. But will the government do the needful? Sandeep Sagar for News9, Karwar.
Now, while on one side stunt biking is an exciting adventure sport, it could also turn out to be dangerous if performed without safety measures. While many might swear by these stunts, people of Chikmagalur feel otherwise.
Take a look at these visuals. Wheelies, donuts, stoppies and whatnot. These are visuals from a stunt festival in Chikmagalur. But as high as the excitement is in such events, people of Chikmagalur are wary about it. Residents fear that stunt biking such as this is on the rise on the streets that can prove to be dangerous. Stunt biking gangs and competition between two groups are proving dangerous to unsuspecting commuters. Youth are seen performing stunts that not only pose danger to them but even onlookers. Residents are sounding alarm bells about the risk, recalling the recent stunt biking accidents that they have witnessed.
ಬೈಕ್ ಸ್ಟಂಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಯೂತ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಸ್ಪರ್ಧೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಇಲಾಖೆನೇ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಕೊಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ನ ಫುಲ್ ಅಪಾಯಕಾರಿ ಹುಡುಗರಿಗೆ. ಯಾರೇ ಹುಡುಗರು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಪೊಲೀಸರೇ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಟಿವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವೀಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಬೀದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸತ್ತೇ ಹೋದ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಥರ ಆದ್ರೆ ಯಾರೊಣೆ?
Stunt biking events such as this have become an integral part of youth festivals and college events. The performers and organizers, though, say that all precautionary measures are taken to ensure the safety of the stuntmen and onlookers. Permission for events such as this are also given by the police. But residents are questioning as to who will be held responsible if tragedy strikes. Shantinath Jain, News9, Chikmagalur.
Now, marathons are catching up in the urban pockets of the country, and now cross-country runs are also gaining popularity as a sport. Here's a report on a cross-country run that left participants wanting more.
Set, go!
Take a look at these visuals. Groups of people running on a tough terrain. Men, women, youth and even older people sweating it out to emerge victorious. These are visuals from the Coorg Escape cross-country race that was conducted near Chellevara Falls in Coorg's Virajpet Taluk. A 10-kilometer long cross-country run attracted participants from all across the state. Participants had to run through uphill, downhill tracks in the midst of coffee estates and dense forest to seal their spot on the podium. Guess what? The offbeat run also attracted some international participants. Danielle, an Australian living in Bengaluru, went all the way to Coorg to participate in the event. In her view, the terrain was difficult to conquer.
It was a really beautiful run. The first 5 kilometres were really difficult because it was all uphill, and I haven't been able to train uphill because Bangalore doesn't have this kind of terrain, but it was a really great race. It was really great, yeah. It was great having all of the locals cheering us on.
This was the first edition of the cross-country run, and it was organised in 3 categories. 270 runners participated in the 10-kilometre long run. That apart, an inter-family race was also conducted in which many Coorgi families participated. The third category was an inter-corporate run in which representatives from many corporate houses battled it out to emerge victorious. The cross-country run was organised to promote responsible tourism. Organisers said that the event will also help them identify runners in Kodagu and also help them in encouraging the sport.
ಇದು ನಡೆಸುವಂತ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಟೂರಿಸಂ ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಡಗಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಮೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಈ ಸ್ಪರ್ಧೆ ನಡೆಸೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೊಡಗಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಓಟಗಾರರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಗುರುತಿಸಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಮುಂದೆ ಓಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ವರ್ಷ ಓಡಿ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿ ಮೊದಲು ಸ್ಥಾನ ಪಡೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆ ಜಾಗಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಗಬಹುದು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ.
Well, the first edition of the Coorg Escape cross-country race was certainly a big success. The race was a double delight for the participants. The rigorous workout apart, they also got to spend some time in the midst of greenery. Now they are of the hope that more competitions such as this are organised at regular intervals. Manjunath KB for News9 Virajpet.
Now, selfies are the in thing today. Happy, sad or crazy, the country is gripped by the selfie culture. But what we are about to show you can be comfortably termed the best selfie in the world.
There are bathroom selfies, then there are gym selfies, pet selfies, and car selfies. Here is a man who has the world under his feet. This is what we would like to call an adventurous selfie. Meet Lee Thompson, who successfully convinced the Tourism Board of Brazil to let him climb all the way up to the 124-feet Christ the Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro. He took the plunge of climbing the lean steps, and one wrong step would have ended him up on the stretchers. But take a look at where he ended up. None would argue if we call this the world's best selfie. At a time when your legs would be all shaky standing at that height, this man cherished the moment and captured it forever. I think it must be the first selfie from the top of Christ the Redeemer. The climb took 25 minutes. It was extremely hot, eerily quiet and claustrophobic. It was really quite scary. The last bit sees you climbing a tiny, very tight staircase, and if you fall a long way. When I popped my head out of the top, it took my breath away. The view really was incredible. It was the most fun selfie I have taken and one of my favorite photos. Everyone says it is crazy and makes them feel sick just looking at it. Well, he has indeed conquered the world of selfies by coming up with the greatest selfie so far. So what are you waiting for? It's time for you to pick up your cameras and get creative. A News9 report.